The specter of over-reliance on the oil economy poses a serious threat to Nigeria's economic resilience and development. This is because oil is a wasting asset, and our oil wells cannot, therefore, be expected to flow endlessly to support the growing needs of the ever-increasing Nigerian population. Besides, other sources of energy threaten the monopoly which crude oil has enjoyed for over 3 decades. In Nigeria, the intrigues and controversies generated by the politics of oil following the passage of the onshore and offshore dichotomy bill has further reawakened consciousness, particularly among non-oil producing states, on the imperatives of developing other sources of revenue. In recent times, the need to exploit other sources of revenue has become more urgent and compelling, as Nigeria is reputed to be richly endowed with enormous potentials in solid minerals, agriculture and tourism, which have remained largely untapped. These potentials, many have argued, if properly exploited, would open up Nigeria to more foreign investment, bring about greater economic empowerment of the people, and make Nigeria the true economic giant of Africa. One of the few states with an abundance of all these potentials in solid minerals, tourism and agriculture is Taraba State. The uniqueness and quantum of these potentials in Taraba may explain why the state is fondly referred to as nature's gift to the nation.
We in Taraba State will not boast of oil, but we boast of the natural resources we have and the natural endowment we have in the state. Taraba State is quite blessed, I must say. It's blessed because we have a large expanse of land suitable for agriculture, endowed with solid mineral resources, over 60 identified solid minerals are in Taraba State of high commercial quantity, and the land is quite large and enough for other economic activities.
Good for the production of a variety of subsistence and cash crops, namely rice, yam, cassava, beans, cocoyam, cowpea, orange, banana, maize, coffee, sugarcane, millet, palm oil, potatoes, tea, etc. The fertile plains produce bountiful harvest without intense application of fertilizers. In fact, Taraba alone has the potential to produce enough food to feed Nigeria and even export to other countries. At present, a greater percentage of the yam produced in this country come from farms in Taraba. Rice, cassava and corn are some of the major crops under cultivation whose production needs to be boosted to stop foreign imports into the country. For instance, if the present priority attention by the federal government on increased cassava production is translated into action, Taraba alone can produce the bulk of the country's needs. It is in this regard that the Taraba State Governor, Reverend Jolly Inyame, has since assumption of office in 1999 been wooing foreign and local investors to come and take advantage of the great potentials of the state by investing in this sector. Investment in this area could take the form of revolutionizing the sector through the introduction of better land clearing facilities for mechanized modern farming. It is expected that such huge capital investment would open up the area for large-scale farming to thrive and increase food production for local consumption and export. As part of efforts to encourage investments in the agricultural sector, the Nyame administration has taken a two-pronged approach by supporting local farmers with modern farm implements and creating an enabling atmosphere for foreign investors through a series of incentives.
About 20 to 30 cooperatives will also benefit from the set of the Marcel Ferguson. Ladies and gentlemen, like I told you, 2004 is completely different compared with other years. We are going to be very, very strict. If you want to own these tractors, you must apply and you must agree to go by the rules of the game. If you default after a month or two, don't be surprised, the tractor will be taken away from you. We don't have to wait until after a year to take over from you. The 16 local government councils will also benefit from it. They are going to have 16 tractors maybe in the next 2 or 3 days. The whole reason behind this is we want people to go back to the farm.
The support of the government to local farmers is consistent with the policy of the Nyame administration to empower the people in order to raise their standard of living and also tackle problems of poverty and hunger. The administration has also been enticing the younger generation with loans and other incentives to use their energies in exploiting the hidden treasures on the farmlands. To encourage foreign investment, the administration of Governor Nyame has in some cases commissioned feasibility studies into some projects and also earmarked large parcels of land to ease the stress of prospective investors. One of such is in the area of tea production. The Mambila Plateau in Taraba offers one of the best and unique conditions for the production of high-quality tea in the whole of West Africa.
Mambila Plateau is a special gift to Nigeria. It is only on Mambila Plateau that we have met the requirement for growth of tea. Tea cannot be grown anywhere, even though it's a tropical and subtropical plant. It can only be grown where 4 conditions are met. The 4 condition is one of them is that rainfall must be well distributed throughout the year. Which here is beautiful. You came in yesterday, you see how it was raining dot and cat. The temperature must be wonderful. In fact, the temperature is so that it should not go beyond 35, because by 35 now it is affecting the plant usage of energy from the sun. And it should not go to frozen points. You know, we don't get to that point. So temperature-wise, we are wonderful. We have met it. And also the third condition is that the land shouldn't be flat, so that if rain falls, it will be drained. Because tea does not tolerate water stagnating under it 2 meters down. In the whole lot of West Africa, it is only here we have that type of soil. It is plateau here. It is plateau elsewhere. But plateau elsewhere is mountainous, rocks. But the plateau you have seen here is soil. God just piled the soil up and gave it to Taraba State.
The large tea plantations of Nigeria Beverages Production Company, producers of Highland Tea, and Liver Brothers Nigeria, now Unilever Nigeria PLC, producers of Lipton Tea, clearly shows the huge potentials of the Mambila Plateau, which is begging for more investors.
Yeah, I think investors should come because both Taraba State government, federal government have already put things required for growth of tea here, apart from the fact that nature has given out the place. One, there's already a survey here conducted jointly by state government of Nyame and federal government. So any person who is coming to this place now to invest doesn't actually need to do any survey again. We have the place already demarcated for growth of tea. They can just go to those places and begin to farm. I want to assure you that where we are is one out of the 8 places identified for growth of tea. And where we are now is just 100 kilometers square that is identified, but we have other places put together about 2,500 kilometers square of land demarcated, put out, laid out, put beacon and everything for any investor to come and take and invest in those places.
Consistent with its policy to industrialize the state, the Nyame administration is also assisting already existing companies to surmount any operational or production problems.